Car tracker records have revealed how the vehicle transporting accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, stopped 3 kilometers away from where he claims he was assaulted. This is the latest piece of evidence that contradicts Ntanzi's version, while the other piece of evidence remains unclear. Ntanzi is challenging the admissibility of his confession, saying he was brutally assaulted into making the statement. Here's Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi with the story.
Bongani Ntanzi's version has hit yet another blow as the much detailed car tracker evidence contradicts his version. Ntanzi had previously told the court that amongst the stops that were made around the time that he made a confession was at a dumping site in Germiston. This is where he says he was assaulted in a bid to make a confession. But the car tracker reveals that the car transporting him never made a stop at that location.
As you go along that Hedley road towards Al Road, at 14:20, 35 seconds, ignition off at Ring Road. Do you see that? Ring Road East.
That's correct, my lord.
Is it still within the same vicinity?
No, my lord, it's quite a distance away at the shopping center.
Will you be able to estimate how far is it from the dumping site or from that waste transfer facility?
Estimate almost 3 kilometers.
It is Ntanzi's version that the assault started just outside an engine garage in Alberton near an open field. The car tracker record indicates a stop but inside the garage until it left the following day.
My lord, if I recall correctly, this vehicle remained here for pretty much the remainder of the day, where the last ignition off was at that same garage at 27 minutes past 11 that day of the 18th.
Was it stationary?
It was stationary all the time, my lord.
His arresting officer, Sergeant Vusumuzi Mukhane, told the court that the stop was due to mechanical issues that the car had experienced. It's the Baragwanath Hospital stop that remains unresolved, as the records show a term called GPS unlocked. It's still unclear what this term means, but for approximately more than 10 minutes, the vehicle's location remains unaccounted for, just as it got to the entrance of the Baragwanath Hospital along Chris Hani Road. The next time the vehicle is picked up is still along the Chris Hani Road. AVL expert Michael Dupree says he cannot for sure say whether or not the vehicle entered Baragwanath Hospital. In re-examination by the state, the speed that the vehicle was traveling in was looked into for possible clues.
Just before the car went into a GPS unlock mode, on the 19th of June 2020 at 15:43 and 15 seconds, we see that it was traveling, the speed thereof is 15 kilometers per hour.
That is correct, my lord.
Then it goes into GPS unlock mode from 15:48 until 15:58 and 15 seconds. Thereafter, we see that it's recording a speed of 13 kilometers per hour.
That's correct, my lord.
And thereafter, 3 kilometers per hour.
Correct, my lord.
Before it picks up speed to 54 kilometers per hour.
That's correct, my lord.
Dupree says, looking at the speed, it could be that there was traffic. Although Ntanzi never claimed to be assaulted at the Baragwanath Hospital, he says the drive there was to pick up Colonel Rapadu, who was present when he was assaulted at the next location in Orlando, and later took his fingerprints at the Moroka police station, where, according to the state, he was scheduled to make a confession. Rapadu denied being at the hospital, but if proven otherwise, could taint the process, as a peace officer is bound by law not to take a confession statement if a person was coerced. The state and the defense will continue locking horns in the battle for and against the admissibility of these confession statements on Monday. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mnisi at the High Court in Pretoria.